Welcome to AI Chain Reaction, the podcast where we unpack the incredible world of artificial intelligence and automation. Each week, we're diving deep into the tech that's reshaping our lives, our businesses, and our future. From groundbreaking innovations and the latest industry news to practical strategies on how you can leverage AI automation for growth. We're covering it all. We'll be joined by leading experts, innovators, and thought leaders who are at the forefront of this digital revolution. Are you ready to explore how one small change can set off a massive chain reaction of progress? Then you're in the right place. Let's get started.
Welcome back to AI Chain Reaction, the show where we unpack how AI and automation are transforming the way we work, move, and deliver value. I'm Nick Winters, joined by my co-hosts, Devon and Jordan. Today, we're joined by Daniel Iordan, president of Moovers Chicago, an immigrant entrepreneur. Daniel built a thriving moving and logistics business from the ground up, scaling from a single truck to one of Chicago's top-rated moving companies featured on the Inc. 5000 list. Daniel, welcome. It's great to have you here. Let's start with your story. From Romania to Chicago, from construction to logistics leadership, how did it all begin and what drew you to launch Moovers?
So thank you so much for having me, guys. It's a real pleasure.
Of course.
So the way it started, like any other immigrant, you grew up seeing movies about the United States and America, and you hope one day you'll be there. I was lucky enough to arrive on this land, and I took advantage of some of the programs where you learn the language, you learn about the system. So I went and took English as a second language classes. I learned the language. I learned how the system operates. You learn about how you can be successful by working hard, by saving your money, and always focus on the future. I always say that I'm in the betterment business. I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday. So if you continue and you focus on that, it doesn't matter what you do. So it happens that I end up in transportation and in the moving industry. Chances are that in the economic system in the United States, you're going to be successful because I believe we're a meritocratic system.
But yeah, definitely. No, that was greatly said. Well, to kick us off, how did you first get into this space and what keeps you passionate about Moovers?
The people that I work with, I would say keeps me, I'm not one of those guys to say that I wake up every day and I'm extremely passionate about what I do. I usually say I'm what I do because of the results that we bring forth. But when you're good, the results speak for themselves. The people that you work with, they depend on you. We keep doing it on a daily basis and we're successful. And I think we're barely starting. There's a lot more to do.
Of course, yeah, definitely. I like that. Chicago is a massive logistics hub, home to rail, highway, and corporate moves. From your perspective, what makes the Chicago moving landscape unique?
It's geography.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the middle of Midwest, obviously. It's but the culture is, you have in Chicago, you have a third Hispanic, third white, third black, a lot of ethnicities, a lot of restaurants, a lot of industries. So it's extremely dynamic and vibrant. And there's a lot of movement. A lot of things need to come in Chicago and go out of Chicago. So therefore, we are right in the middle of it. I don't think Chicago is going away anytime soon. I think there's a lot of energy in the city, a lot of innovation. So as long as city of Chicago exists, I think we'll have an industry in transportation, logistics, moving and relocation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Location's everything. I like how you really deep dove into a lot of coming in, a lot coming out of Chicago. So you kind of took advantage of that and rolled with it versus some other locations. There'd probably be a lot less business. So, being out in the middle nowhere, Texas. So that's pretty good business sense there.
Definitely. You're working across residential, commercial, and long distance moves. What's changing in customer demand post-pandemic? Is remote work or urban migration reshaping the types of moves you're seeing?
Absolutely. Yeah. So number one, I just want to mention that being in the moving industry, we're like a barometer of what's happening in the economy. We know right away, based on the way the customers, for example, the interest rate, really, people don't buy. People didn't buy. So we kind of saw a shift towards renting. People are renting. So people didn't buy too many houses. Now, hopefully, we're going to start seeing more houses being bought. But also, for example, we're starting seeing people going back to work into their offices. We're going back to the traditional way of the workplace. I think the era where people will work from home while cooking their meal and, being on the clock and on the project basis is going to go back, it's going to change and we're going back to 8 hours in the office. Somebody will track your progression in terms of what you do. That's what I see from my end. Even though AI is changing the landscape quite a bit in terms of the way we manage people, the expectations and everything. So to conclude, a lot of changes since COVID. We're going back to the traditional way of doing work, but we have to watch out for what AI brings to the table, because now we scrutinize what a person does to what an employee does to the employer.
Yeah, exactly.
As employers, we have better tools to track what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. We also hear about senior relocations as a growing niche. Has that become a meaningful segment for Moovers Chicago?
Yes, we do see a high demand. And because as we know, a lot of the segment in our population that retires is growing, and they hire these third parties, and they do hire our services, and they are in charge of the whole transition from the moment they put their house on the market. We go and help out with some of the furniture. We store it for them. In the meantime, they sell their house. They have a sale for some of the items that they have. Then we go and do the actual move. They move into one of these nice house buildings where they have elderly programs and stuff. It's just amazing the energy that they have over there. And yeah, we are one of the companies that provide these services, and we're being referred quite often. It happens quite a bit. I think we have, I would say, anywhere between 2 to 3% of our revenue comes from these moves. It's something that we want to be more aggressive in terms of marketing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. You've described yourself as a go-getter who needs to accomplish something every day. How has that mindset shaped your leadership and the culture at Moovers?
Leadership is my favorite subject. I'm a firm believer that the culture of an organization or company mirrors the values of the leader. Whatever issues are, whatever difficulties are in a company, is it because of the leader? So I always subscribe to the idea that you're either making the company or breaking the company. So you have to be comfortable with change, with tension, and ability to say no and confront people and know what you want, embody what you want, and then surround yourself with a team of people that feel what you're feeling and they act like the way you're acting. And again, it's a daily struggle. It's a daily battle, but that's the beauty of being alive.
Exactly. Yeah, it really definitely is. Yeah. Your crews consistently earned 5-star reviews and an A+ BBB rating. What are some of the specific things you do to prepare your team for success on moving day?
Well, it's details and training. Training, for example, we had our annual meeting yesterday. So we moved to a new location. It's a bigger location. And I put a lot of money and time into the meeting and the slides and the videos that we're presenting and emphasizing overall the values, the mission, the vision of our company with pictures from the beginning, where we are today, what we accomplished so far this year, what we plan on doing in 2026. We constantly reminding guys, we are one company out of the 400 plus in the city of Chicago. Our customers can choose anybody else. Everybody has a truck. Everybody has uniform. What makes us unique is the detail, the small details, be on time, right? You wear the uniform, the way we wrap, the way we interact with the customer, act like a team. When you show up in front of the customer, don't just, one guy's in the truck, one guy's on the phone. No, everything has to be in unison. So you drill down to the smallest unit element and you make sure that everybody understands. I used to be a police officer. So one of the things that I learned at the academy is that you are as strong as your weakest link. So always remember that. If you have a strong link at one end, another strong link at the other end, but in the middle, there's a weak link, you're not as strong as you think. So constantly going over the fundamentals, values are one of the first core value for us as a company is customer satisfaction. You start the day with that, and everything you do, every action you take, the way we act, the way we look at things is what can I do to make your life and your day easier for you? How can I make sure that you're satisfied at the end of the day?
Yeah. No, I can agree more. If we were having this conversation 5 years from now, what do you think would look completely different in your industry and what might stay exactly the same?
Completely different. I think digital marketing and AI is changing the way we interact with our customers, the way that our customers find us. So what happened, the shift that I see personally from my industry standpoint is that it's not enough that you have to be the best at what you do. You also have to advertise yourself as being the best. So AI, for example, is changing the on-site, off-site SEO, the way people are asking now for a moving company because they use services like Gemini and Grok and ChatGPT. So your SEO has to be tailored towards these services. So whatever content that you are putting out there, video, press releases, you have to take in consideration that the way our customers are shopping is changing. I always use this example with Jeff Bezos and Amazon. 25 years ago, you would go and buy yourself some shoes in a store. We're not doing that anymore. Not as much as we used to. So we have to be aware of these changes, and AI is changing completely the customer experience.
Absolutely.
Very fast. Yeah. Are you using a lot of social media too as well
Oh,
to reach out?
we have to. We don't have a
Yeah.
choice.
No choice,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Well, let's get into some real world examples. Can you share a recent success story and what made that project successful?
The one that I can think of is we just received the Better Business Award for this year, 2025.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Nice. Congrats. Yeah.
For a local business, you can ask for more to be recognized by the community and as a business. So what made it, again, good reviews, customers that are being happy, consistently trying to be the best at what we do, trying to build a team that cares about what we do, and hard work, being responsible, committed, competence, right? These are our core values. We always start with customer satisfaction, competence, because I'm a big believer you have to be good at what you do, and that's how you are being recognized. Commitment, make sure that you show up when you say you're going to show up in our industry because it matters. Our customers have things lined up for the day. We're not the only service that they interact with on that day. Responsibility, be responsible for the things that you do. Take responsibility on yourself. Don't just, it's very easy to blame somebody else for when things go well, when they go well, you take the credit, but when they don't go well,
Yeah.
hard work. Interestedness. I think in my industry, in our sector, we're such a physical and primal type of industry where we use labor. You have to be hardworking. You have to be, attentive and be on point and be focused on what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've grown from one truck to a top logistics name in Chicago. What role has technology played in supporting that growth?
Well, let's start with the trucks, for example. Right now, we're using a service like Samsara, which gives you dual cameras for inside the cabin and outside. Now we're installing 4 more cameras where you have on the side of the truck, plus in the back, inside the box of the truck and outside. So that's a huge improvement in terms of safety. It sends you notifications. I mean, the drivers, I'll give you a practical example. We had a couple, they stopped one of our trucks. Like literally, they went in front of one of our trucks the other day and they pressed the brake as hard as they could. So then our driver had to stop right a couple of inches from that car. They exit out of the car, waiting for them to be hit. But because we have the cameras, guess what? There was nothing they could have done. They already damaged their car, so they're trying to get themselves a nice free meal there.
Oh, yeah.
We told them, like, hey, listen, we have cameras, so we're going to be able to review and see if our driver did anything wrong. Well, guess what? They didn't do anything wrong. So that saved our company. We have shiny trucks. Easy. There's some bad people out there.
Yeah.
No,
Crazy.
No, seriously. Yeah. No, that's huge. Well, speaking of tech, what tools or systems are you currently using to manage all the data, quoting, and communication? And where do you see room to evolve further? Specifically, what are the most manual, time-consuming processes right now that are limiting your ability to scale?
When it comes to sales, we're using a software, a CRM called Smart Moving. It's been around for, I would say, more, maybe 5 years, maybe a little bit more than that. They are still working out a lot of bugs. They are trying to cater to a lot of moving companies from different markets. So I think they have some bugs that they still have to work out. But overall, it's a good CRM. It allows you to follow up with the customer the proper way. It allows you to follow a process if you have it in place and to put the documents that are needed. Definitely can be improved. It allows you to speed up versus the way we used to do it back in the day. Everything was manual. Everything was via email. And then not only that, but it also goes into dispatching. It allows you to see the teams that are available. So it provides tools necessary to streamline the process and the systems overall.
So, what makes Moovers Chicago different from others trying to solve that same problem?
It's the people where the innovation comes from ability to, I think, form a team, starting with myself all the way to the last person that we hired, and for all of us to be on the same page in terms of what we do and the reason why we do it. At the end of the day, all the moving companies are moving up a couple of items from point A to point B. But again, the marketing, the way you interact with the customer when it comes to sales, the way we service that customers and that client from the day we have to move from the pickup location to the drop-off location, the management and in the way you reward the people that work in this company, the culture of the company, that's what makes us unique. And this is, again, it's something you do on a daily basis. And it's the team that I have around me that make it possible. You can talk until tomorrow morning, you have a vision, you want things a certain way, but the people that you work with don't implement and they don't have the same enthusiasm, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So, is there a role for AI? And do you see opportunities for AI and automation in the moving industry?
Yeah. AI is changing the game. I think the moving companies who have the ability to integrate AI tools as soon as possible, they'll then be the one winning. Just take, for example, we have one of the softwares that we're using is called DialPad. Then it comes with another software that can read and look at the items in the room while you're doing the video call with the customer and they start doing an inventory. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
Not only that, then it goes towards the CRM and it puts all those items and tells you how long based on the past estimates of similar size, how long it's going to take. So it streamlines, it's going to make the process a lot faster, efficient, effective. That allows you to make more moves and allows you to grow a lot faster. So I can't stress enough, even the ability to have certain keywords when you interact with the customer, it pops on a window and tells you like, mention this, mention that. Don't forget about this. Don't forget, it's just.
That's slick. Yeah.
I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, when it comes to customer acquisition, what's been the toughest part of getting Moovers Chicago into the hands of your ideal customers? And are there any bottlenecks you're experiencing around pipeline outreach or lead conversion that are currently manual and time intensive?
Oh, where do I start? Sales is because we try the culture. The way I started the company, I never liked the sales aspect of it, and the reason why is because there's a very fine line between manipulating the customer versus persuading the customer. So I had a hard time conveying this. So I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. So that's a bottleneck right there, where you have a person that's incentivized to speak with the customer based on commission. They do get an hourly rate, but it's based on commission. And what I'm asking them to do is to educate the customer and to tell the customer that maybe we're not the right moving company for you, but please take in consideration these things before you hire yourself a professional mover. Make sure that, for example, they are licensed and insured, right? Sounds like no biggie, but it matters because, as I was saying, we have over 400 moving companies in the city of Chicago, but there are a lot of them who are not licensed. That means the Illinois Commerce Commission never issued a license to them. They don't carry workman compensation. So what that translates for the customer is that if you have an incident, an injury happening on your property while they're doing the move, guess who's liable? You, the client. Now, I understand that every client is looking for the best deal out there, but you have to make sure that you compare apples to apples. But Mr. Customer doesn't know that. So you have to, as a sales representative, moving coordinator, salesperson, you need to educate the customer. And sometimes, we even tell our clients that, hey, maybe we're not the right moving company for you, but nonetheless, please keep in mind these items. So that's always been an issue because I compete with companies who don't have the same mindset like us, which is how do you educate the customer to make sure that he's comfortable to have a team of professionals move their belongings from point A to point B, making sure that those individuals, those movers that come into their household are trained, right? They know what they're doing. They're not going to milk the clock, and you're going to have your stuff safe at the new location. While the company is licensed, insured, pays a living wage, their vehicles are being inspected and safe to be on the road. A lot of unlicensed companies don't have these things. So you're happy that you're paying, $400 or $300 less for your move. but you're risking so much. Not to say that maybe they might steal your stuff or they might go
Yeah.
through your stuff.
Yeah.
While
Yeah,
when you have a
definitely.
W2 employee, like the way we do, those guys are not going to risk their wage and their livelihood for a ring or something because they know that we investigate. They know that if that happens, they're going to lose their job and they're not going to be working in this industry. So we have to educate the customer. And sometimes, again, even if they go away, it's fine. They have to find something that fits their budget and what they're looking for.
yeah,
Definitely.
no, yeah,
Super
definitely.
smart. Yeah. Little education goes a long ways, pays big dividends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate your take on kind of saying you're not really persuading like the sales process. You're not persuading, you're more informing the customer, letting them know the potential outcomes of what could happen. So I'm sure that touches some of their hearts and let them know you're not just really trying to get business, but you're almost informing them of what could happen. And that alone right there probably speaks for your customer satisfaction rate.
Yeah. We have less than 1% claim rate. So
wow,
we have average is anywhere between 3 to 5. So good moving company has anywhere between 3 to 5%. That's average in our industry. We have less than 1%. To as we grow, we still maintain that quality. We always try to do our best on a daily basis, but it's one day at a time. One day at a time.
exactly.
Yes, you're killing it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So it sounds like you've had an incredible journey so far. And after our last conversation, hypothetically, if you had a magic wand to remove one bottleneck right now, be it a manual operational process or a sales lead generation challenge, what would that one thing be?
Without hesitation, the fact that a lot of my competitors are using fake reviews.
Oh, man.
Thousands
Oh, yeah.
of fake reviews that are written in Philippines, in China, and other, in India and other countries. And I'm getting, 20 reviews a week with actual photos of my team and T-shirts and stuff. And then my competitors, they add 500 in the past month. And I know
Oh, my goodness.
it's so unfair, and Google doesn't care, Yelp doesn't care. There are these platforms, they don't care. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's very tempting for me to use the same tools, but I'll lose my integrity. So we're trying to, we lag behind with some of our reviews on Google. We have over 800, but it took us 10 years to get 800 honest reviews from our customers with pictures, with actual customers that we move versus, I have competitors who have over 5,000, couple of
Yeah.
months,
Yeah.
2,000. Now they are over 5,000. Like, how does that happen? Because I know how
Oh,
many
my goodness.
they have and how many moves they make, but it is what it is. So it's very unfair. I would like to level the playing field, but
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
got to
no,
feel that
that's-
eventually it'll catch up with them, though, right? So, yeah,
hopefully, yeah.
they've been saying that for the past 3 years. I don't see it.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. So we often explore how AI fits into logistics. Are there areas of your business like quoting, route optimization, or customer experience where you think AI could make a measurable difference, and how might Moovers Chicago take advantage of those changes?
Absolutely. I think one of the main tools that AI will be able to do is when it comes to, since we're we're going into the fourth quarter, the fact that we are going to give the data if you use a CRM, and it doesn't matter in terms of marketing, sales, budgets, whatever financial expenses you have. Imagine you're feeding one of these platforms all this data for the past 3 or 5 years, whatever you have available, and ask the question, please tell me step by step, how should I forecast and organize my business for the next 12 months? And then boom, 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 boom. You get a step by step how to get that going.
Yeah, very good.
That replaces your CFO, that replaces your accountant, that replaces your operations manager, and then speaking with it just cuts. You just have to, again, implement it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
very good idea.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix of all the historical data plus the trends that you see out there and what's going on in your market, and it's going to come up with some pretty smart predictions, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You just have to
I
implement
know.
it afterwards.
You've built something real here. What advice do you have for other entrepreneurs in the logistics space who are just getting started? Maybe they're one truck in, like you were a few years ago.
I mean, I can be objective about it, or I can be real for a second. What I would tell any young person is be careful who you marry.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
who's
yeah.
next to you, because your partner, they will either help you or they will drag you and make you unsuccessful. You need to have a partner that understands your ambitions and they need to sustain you instead of pointing out that, hey, you're not spending enough time with me. Let's do things. If you want to be good and make it in this economy and in the future economy, you need to dedicate yourself to it. You need to have somebody that sustains you, somebody who supports you for the long run. Otherwise, you marry the wrong person. Again, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, you're marrying the wrong person, you're out. That's going to take you out of the game. That's what this is more practical, and that's what I would tell. I was blessed to find the right person, but I see it so often when I speak with other entrepreneurs, and I met them 5 years ago. They were so ambitious, so energetic. They were ready, set. You could see the growth happening. And then, that was also the time when they met that person. 5 years later, they didn't grow that much. Like, what happened? Because you're emotionally being drained by your partner. Instead of focusing at work, you're focusing going home, and somebody was complaining about whatever the reason is. Just, I see it so often.
Yeah, it's super practical. And affecting the business, personal life, everything. So, yeah,
I couldn't agree more. And for customers looking to move in or out of Chicago, what should they look for in a mover? What makes a company worth trusting with that big transition?
Well, I would definitely have a couple of questions in regards to, hey, in case the truck that you're bringing is not enough for my stuff, do you guys have extra guys or extra trucks available? If they say, yeah, absolutely, we have 30 trucks, like the way we do, right? We have 30 trucks on our lot, and they say that, we have 30 trucks, but you can go and verify on ICC website to see how many trucks did they register. Maybe they have only 10. Always ask like very simple questions in regards to, do you guys train your workers? Yes. Okay. Give me an example. What type of training do they go through? See what type, see the answer, or they actually, no, we meet once every month and we go over this, we go over the safety procedure, we go over the paperwork, whatever, like see if they have an answer, if it's the right answer. When it comes to the reviews, see if they have a location. Go on Google Maps, look at the way their location looks. Is it clean? Do they have a sign outside? Their trucks look good in the pictures that they have on their reviews. This speaks volume because the appearance builds trust. You're trusting a company to come and move your items. They come into your household, your most intimate space. If they don't take the time and they don't spend the resources on their image, do you think they're going to do that with your stuff? But be mindful. See, they have, again, a store, a place. How does it look? Is it clean? Is it painted? Does it look sharp? Their trucks in the reviews. The guys, how do they look? Do they have uniform? Yes, no. Do you want those guys in your house? Yes, no. Things like this.
Yeah, I like that. And for founders or product leaders listening and learning how to build AI into their business process, what advice would you give them?
Get in contact with the industry that you want to, do a breakthrough. Talk with owners. Talk with people who are, just pop out and have a conversation. Hey, I'm looking to build this software or this program. Like, how do you think it's going to be useful for you? Just speak with people who actually do the practical thing that you're trying to do. I find out, and I run into this with the CRM that we're using right now. The engineers, they don't think like practical people. They are practical in their own way, but the huge difference between theory and the applicability of it in reality. So try to speak with people who actually are your customers, right? That you're going to have.
Yeah, super valuable point.
Yeah, definitely. Well, wrapping up, where can people learn more about Moovers Chicago or connect with your team directly?
Highly recommend to go on our website, which is moverschicago.com. Google the name. You'll always find information. We have updates on Google. Every second day you can see pictures. We have case studies. So just Google our name and you're going to find tons of information about what we do and the reason why you should consider us for your upcoming move.
Awesome. That's perfect. Well, Daniel, thanks again for joining us and sharing your journey. For our listeners, this has been AI Chain Reaction. And if you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe and share. And for everyone listening, if you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to go follow Daniel and Moovers Chicago and follow AI Chain Reaction on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube for more conversations at the intersection of AI, logistics, and business innovation.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of AI Chain Reaction. Thank you so much for tuning in and exploring the incredible world of AI and automation with us. We hope today's discussion sparked some new ideas and gave you valuable insights into how these technologies are shaping our future. Don't let the conversation stop here. What was your biggest takeaway from this episode? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. For more resources and to learn how AI automation can transform your business, visit us at wintersaisolutions.com. Thanks again for being part of our community. Until next time, keep innovating and stay curious.